Last year, I was able to improve all of my personal bests from the 800 meters through the 10K using the long run. Today, let's talk about how you can improve your long run so you can begin running farther and faster. Hey, what's poppin'? Jordan Thomas here, and today I'm continuing my series on how to run a faster mile in your 30s. This week we're talking about the long run, and it's one of the workouts that from the mile to the marathon that we all have in common. The long run is simply the longest run of your week, and when you get it right, you get all these wild type benefits, both physically and mentally. You're gonna build up connective tissue, which is gonna allow you to absorb harder efforts. You're gonna have an increase in your overall aerobic energy, and you're gonna increase your overall running economy, which means you'll be able to run at faster efforts without being at your maximum heart rate. And when it comes to mental benefits, you'll just have the knowledge that, hey, when you get out for your daily 5-miler, the fact that you've been able to put in an 8 or 10-miler, it won't be as difficult. And when it comes race time, time trial time, you'll have a different level of confidence knowing that you have been through some harder efforts before it got into that max type effort. Now, when it comes to ways that you can improve, beginning with nailing the distance. You want to aim for 20-25% of your weekly mileage. Now, I run about 40 miles per week, and so my long run can range anywhere between 8 and 10 miles when I'm training for the mile, which is plenty. It could be 10 to 12 when I'm training for the 5K, and for the marathon, 20 to 22 miles is where you want to be. Don't worry if you're not there yet. You can always work your way up to that. These are just some rough guidelines. Now, another method that you can use in terms of trying to figure out how far you should be running is to use time as your measurement. Our bodies don't have odometers, but I do believe we have internal clocks. So on the days I feel good, I might go a little further. On the days I don't feel good, I'll know that if I set out to run, for example, a 90-minute run, then I covered 90 minutes, and that's something I can take back and improve upon later. Plus, it's easier for me to explain to Jessica that I'm gonna be gone for 90 minutes, 2 hours, as opposed to 9.6 miles. Remember, happy wife, happy life. Ultimately, it's about increasing your minutes over time with the same level of effort, and that's how you're able to get further and eventually get faster. Next, you wanna make sure you select the right pace. You wanna be able to get the maximum benefit with the least amount of effort. Starting out, you can go with the tried and true 90 seconds to 2 minutes above your current 5K pace. However, if you want to get fancy, you can use a calculator based off of percentages of effort. I take it a step further and use a range of paces. So I could be anywhere between, say, 8:15 to 9 minutes per mile during a long run type effort. Ultimately though, metrics are cool, but I'm gonna end up still running off of feeling. You want to be able to optimize your workout, surface, and route. When it comes to types of long run workouts, you've got long slope distance, you've got progressive, you've got all forms of advanced type of workouts. When it comes to the surfaces, you've got road, track, trail, concrete, did I miss anything? Grass, lots of surface to pick from. And then when you got routes, typically I'm looking at either a point to point or a loop. Now, choosing the right mixture of these things will result in different training effects, and so depending on what you're training for, you can mix these up. This is also a way to keep running fresh when it comes to the longer run. I like a progressive, grassy run with maybe some slight undulating hills through a loop, and that's why I chose the park that I featured today, because I would have access to not only the grass, but I could jump into the pavement if I needed to. It's gonna be a lot easier to finish fast if you start a bit slower than you believe is necessary. So if you're averaging, say, 8 minutes per pace on your typical daily run, slow it down to 8 minutes and 30 seconds, maybe 9 minutes. It's gonna be okay if you work yourself into that pace. That's how you're able to get farther without being as tired. And look, you might miss out on some workout PRs. Maybe you don't get a chance to do a Strava segment snipe, but hopefully your goals are bigger than that, right? My next tip, and this was really key for me, is you've got to figure out a way to mentally break this up into smaller chunks. That way you have a greater opportunity to be successful. You increase your opportunity to succeed by decreasing the number of things you have to think about. And so when it can come to a 90-minute, 120-minute type run, if I can break it up into smaller parts, I have an opportunity to succeed through that workout a lot better. And so what I do is I look at it first from the first 15 to say 30 minutes. When I'm warming up, just kind of checking in with my body, looking to understand how I'm feeling. And then over the next 30, 45 minutes, I'm starting to speed up a little bit, trying to more or less maintain the same effort, but just putting a little bit more speed behind me. Then for the next 20 to say 25 minutes, I'm looking at starting to touch the faster end of my overall easy pace range. But I'm also just listening to my body, looking to understand, like, hey, can I actually get there without putting in too much effort? Because ultimately the distance, the amount of time on my feet is where the workout is. Being able to run really fast at this point isn't the focus of this particular workout. And as a matter of fact, if you're looking to run fast, my last tip is to insert some speed work at the end of the run. Not speed up on the last mile, but come to a stop, get some nutrition, maybe do a quick light stretch, and then jump into either some strides or some hills. Coming from a hurdling background, I used to love doing my drill work first, but then being able to bang out some sprints. And so what I look to do after a long run, depending on how I'm feeling, maybe 500 or 600 meter strides, anywhere between like 15 and 20 seconds. And then when it comes to some hill sprints, maybe like 10 seconds, just to remind myself that where I'm doing this workout in order to get strong so I can run far and I can run fast, I actually still do need to be able to run fast for my events. So if you want to learn more about different workouts that you can do for your speed, check this one out. And if you want to learn more about mistakes that you can avoid during the long run, check this video out. I'll see you next time. Jordan Thomas, peace.